Hey, this next method of tracking dice rolls at the craps table is brought to us by the Dice Coach. He wrote out his video in August of 2017, and to date he has over 1,800 views on that video. I'm going to leave a link in the description of my video to his original video so that we can have a different viewpoint or different look on his method of tracking rolls at the craps table. I was made aware of this method of tracking by East Coast Craps because East Coast Craps, Jeff at Mid-Atlantic Craps, and a variety of other people use this method of tracking the dice rolls at a craps table. And both of them use a slightly different version of it, but they find it to be really extremely useful at the table, and it's helped them build on their success at the craps table. As a disclaimer, some casinos don't like the fact that players are tracking their rolls at the craps table. Not that it matters because they claim it's a random game, but hey, be aware that some casinos do not like it. So if you're doing this dice roll tracking system or any other one that I'm about to show you, don't make a big deal about it at the table. You know, just go about your own business. Remember, this is not illegal, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But some casinos, like I said, do frown upon it. So keeping that in mind, you know, I believe that this method is something that's very unintrusive, and it can be done so that we can keep the flow of the craps game going, and you can do it without drawing a ton of attention towards you. That being said, the Dice Coach, even in his video, recommends that, hey, if you and several other people are tracking at the table, make sure that you guys minimize it as much as possible. He says that when he's at a table where there's several people using his system, he'll try to have stick one left and stick one right to actually do the tracking, so that way everybody else around the table can see where they're at in the roll. And I'll show you more about how this method works in just a little bit. Hey, if you like this video and the videos that I'm doing, make sure that you give me a thumbs up, because every little bit in the YouTube system does help me. It helps me get that message out, and it helps my Craps Master journey become part of your journey as well. So this method that we're about to show, I really like it because it allows you to do so many different things. It allows you to track how many box numbers have been hit, how many craps numbers have been hit, how many horns have been hit, the number of 7 outs. You can tell or identify how many rolls have been thrown, and you know, essentially what are the mix of all those rolls. So let's go to the table and let's show you how it works. The Dice Coach method is awesome because it allows you to simply and accurately track how many times the dice have been thrown. You can also track how many box numbers have been hit, as well as the number of horns that have been hit, and then how many 7 outs have occurred. And you can also identify how many come out 7s have occurred, so that way you can adjust your strategy to however you need it. It starts out by placing 6 white chips next to each other. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The leftmost chip, this one right here, refers to the number 4, the number 5, the number 6, number 8, number 9, and number 10. So that's all of your box numbers right there. To use it, we have all the chips leaning forward in the rack. And if the dice rolls, and let's say the 5 rolls, all we do is we flip that chip back. So now it's backward in the tray. Let's say the 8 would hit, so we would flip that back. So that way we know that the 5 and the 8 have both rolled. And then also, you know, if another one of the same number that's flipped back rolls again, so let's say the 5 is hit here, 5 rolls again, we're just going to put a second chip on top of that. And let's triple lux it, we put a third chip on top of it. If we would get the 5 on that one, we would just replace that with a nickel, and we would just pull the singles out. So that's kind of how it works, and that's the front part of the rack. The back part of the rack, back in here, what we can do is we can use white and red chips to track other things. We can use white chips to track the number of horn bets that are, or numbers that are thrown. So the 2, 3, 11, or 12. Let's say 2, 3 horns have been thrown. Okay, we can also use the red ones to track all the come out 7s. So that way, let's say the shooter just starts shooting, they threw 2 7s during the come out. So we tracked that, we had 2 come out 7s. So that way we can pretty much keep track of almost every single number that's out on the table. Now, before I show you how the method works with a live roll, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. Also ring the bell notification so that way you can be alerted every time that a new video comes out. Let's just roll through some pretend or make-believe shooters here. And we're going to pull the chips off to the side. We'll start off with a fresh rail. So we start off with 6 different chips right here. And again, we get the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Let's see, the shooter comes out, they roll a 6. So we're going to flip that back. And next roll, they roll a 9. And then they'll roll 4. And now they come back to the 9, so we'll throw another chip up there. And then we have a 7 out. Okay? Everything would be reset, but we're going to count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was for 4 rolls. Okay, let's reset it, and we have a second shooter come. Okay, the second shooter starts off with an 8, and they hit the 8 again, so let's go there. And all of a sudden they hit a 3, so let's do 1 chip in the back for a horn. And they hit an 11, so we'll do another chip in the back. And then they came and they did a 6. And the next roll, let's say a 9. And then they come and they do another 6. And they throw 2. This guy's starting to get some rolls, some decent length in here, guys. Because we're already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 is 8. So we're at 8 rolls now. So we're starting to hit into that mid-roll phase. And then let's say they roll a 5. So that one gets flipped back. And then they come back with another 8. So we're at 3 right there. And they 7 out then. So let's count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 7 box hits, 10 total rolls. That would make it 3 horns. Okay, let's reset it. New shooter. Okay, so we have our 6 chips up on the rail. There's 6. And new shooter. Okay, shooter throws a 7 to start with. So we'll put 1 red chip there. Okay, and next roll, they throw another 7. So they're on a roll here. Pass line, the light side players are happy. They're getting paid out on their pass line, on the line bet. Okay, and then they shoot a 9 on the next one. So we're going to flip that 9 back. Next roll is a Whalen's number away on the outside, the 10. And then they come back and they throw another 9, center field 9. So we'll put another chip in there. And then the next one's a 5-1-6er from Chris at Sideshow Gamble there. Okay, then they'll throw a horn, let's say a 3. 2-1-3 shaka for Whalen. And then they'll come and they'll throw the 3-1-4, Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. And they'll throw another Big Joe. And all of a sudden they get the square pair coming out. So we have an 8. So we flip that. So now, hey, they got almost all the box numbers hit here. And they'll throw an 11 for a horn. And then they'll throw a 12. And I think they might have the tall now. So if you're playing at ATS, you're getting paid out on a tall. So that kind of gives you guys a good idea of how it works. So let's count out the number of shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 box hit numbers. We had 2 in the come out, so that's 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that was 12 shots on that shooter. So again, the original explanation from the Dice Coach, I'm going to leave in the description of my video here. And if you want to check it out, by all means, please do so. And support them. Subscribe to the Dice Coach YouTube channel. Also, leave some comments in the comment section of this video if you have any ideas of things that you could do, things you'd like to see changed, things that you actually do in a casino. So that way we can all share as a community, as a niche, and hopefully we can also become successful as a result of that. If you're interested to learn more about why it's important to track the rolls at the craps table, hey, click on the link on that right side, the video that I have shown right now, and that'll give you more information, more things that you can do to know why it's important to track the rolls at the craps table. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craftsmaster journey. Let's make it yours too.